Greetings and salutations, everyone. I hope everyone is doing well today. Today I have a little bonus upload for you guys. Before we get into it, though, a couple links. As you know, I rely on my Patreon, my PayPal, and my merch store to help the channel to continue to grow and go. Those links are in the description below. Also, Dogman Frightening Encounters, Volume 1, 2, and 3, the audiobook version. They were written and researched by Tom Lyons, narrated and produced by me, Jeffrey Nadolny. They're available on Audible, Amazon, and iTunes. The links to those audiobooks are also in the description as well. Now, everyone, I have taken far too much of your time. Let's get on with today's upload. Shall we? Today's bonus upload is an excerpt from the life of a Navajo man named Aknidizin, 1890 to 1953. The story involves his killing of a Skinwalker. Actually, edit on that. The book was written by him and another man covering the years from his early childhood, late in the 1880s, to his 70s in the early 50s. He actually died in 1987. He lived an astounding number of years, saw crazy things on and off the reservation, and watched the world go by from horses to cars to planes, from stage to radio to television and computers. It's a very interesting book. I'll link it in the description below. It is free to read, and I recommend reading it. I'm reading it right now, and it's truly amazing. I counted the sheep the next day the wind blew. I gathered the sheep, counted them, and found one was missing. I thought maybe they had fallen back. I went to where they had been grazing, but saw no tracks leading away. Then I found a big dog's track, and those of a coyote, and wondered if they had killed the sheep. I discovered only a bit of wool on the rock, but no sign of blood. I told my aunt, woman who owns the house, about it. And she said there was a song that skinwalkers use to make something small so it can be padded into a small package. At the start of this ceremony, the once living object was a normal size. The skinwalker then sang as it padded the object into a smaller size and could be easily carried. I was told this and didn't believe it. But after I could not find the sheep, I started to think of some possible ways to explain what had happened. Woman who owns the house was really good with hand trembling, so I told her and my older brother that I kind of believed in what had taken place and asked them when the skinwalker might return. My aunt told me that it would come in 2 days, but I was still not sure. I wondered how it was possible to know ahead of time when this thing would happen. The morning of the day the skinwalker was to return, we put the lambs and kids into the cave that was corralled off of the sunny side of the large rock. The question was brought up as to who would enter the sheep corral. They told me I was a good choice. As night approached, there was a ceremony performed to get the skinwalker. The rifle had a sacred name, one not used every day, which they used in this ceremony. They put something on me called Atlzeth, bile. The skinwalker may put something on a person to kill them. This thing was put on me to protect me. The skinwalker puts corpse poison on people. My grandmother said that the skinwalker makes this corpse poison by pinching off pieces at the joints of a dead person. I did not see this happen, but just heard of it. This material is made into a fine powder that is very dangerous. When skinwalkers are in the process of getting corpse poison, they do it behind some sort of curtain, where they take out the dead person's saliva and many other things. The potion that counteracts this corpse poison is bile. Nowadays, people do not use the bile that was used in the old days. I think now they used bird bile. My aunt had bile that had been given to her and passed down from generation to generation. This bile was from bobcat, wolf, and mountain lion, I was taken inside and told that some skinwalkers are like us. They traveled upright. Others are in animal form. I still do not believe it. After the ceremony was done on me with the bile, I was given a sheepskin, water, food, and a rifle, and told to stay in the corral the whole day, and not to leave for even a minute. Inside, the children asked about me, and were told that I went somewhere. But really, I was hidden in the corral. I was in a sitting position, but after a while my body ached. The sheep were brought back from grazing, and the lambs and kids were taken out. There I sat in the night. The moments went by, but I just sat still. It was towards morning, when the breeze came, that the sheep became restless. They made snorting noises, while the dogs whimpered, then quieted down. The moon was shining. I put the bullet in the gun. Then I heard it coming, and it came with a loud sound, really loud. It sounded like a horse running. It was in the sheep corral, and tried to get the sheep into a corner. It was as big as the finest large dog. This one had red fur and a white streak down its face. Its tail was just hanging there, and it didn't look like it was connected to its body. Maybe it was sewn on. I think it was either its tail or its claw that was making the sound like a pack rat. I looked at it very closely and could smell something as it walked by me. I shot, and it howled like a human. I didn't want the dogs. I wanted to shoot them all when they took off after it. I stayed behind for a while, then later started after them. My brother and I spotted the tracks, but when they just kept on going up the canyon, one of our horses was very fast, so my brother sped after it. He said that quite a ways off, there was a clearing where the Skinwalker had sat to clean off the blood with some plants. Further on was the same thing, blood on some plants, and blood trail leading away. It went past much wool, or fur, El Capitan, and on top of the higher plateau. 32, my brother, said that by this time it had gotten dark. So he just turned back and arrived home when it was really dark. He had last seen the tracks at a place we call the place where it vibrates up and down. We next used hand trembling. Woman who owns house said we would know in 5 days. In 5 days, a man named Bill DeWall, his fast horse, son of man who flies, of the Tilsilani, many goats clan, and who was from the area, came to visit us. He said a man named, name had been deleted for confidentiality, of the Dib Lizani Black Sheep clan shot himself. There are ways for these skinwalkers to weasel out of these messes. As the visitor's story went on, he said the person that shot himself was getting at a lynx with the butt of his rifle, but as a result, the lynx grabbed onto the trigger and shot the man. He died before the next sunset, trying to get home. This man, who had 2 wives, who buried him right there. He lived above, place name deleted, on the top of a mesa. If you were to go there, it would take a day or so. His home was right past a place called Cleared Space Land, so it was really him. This experience made me realize that there really were skinwalkers. This is real because I shot one, and that is proof for me. I just wonder about it and how it could be. I even asked another person how this could be. That person said it is very holy. He said they have Greece, or El Capitan, a volcanic neck found in Monument Valley. This very important landmark has many teachings associated with it. It was an ointment of some type used to harm people. When they put this grease toward a person or hold it over them, that person just passes out and dies. This is what it is like. So this is very powerful potion to use against people. This is when I started to believe that the power to do wrong was in the midst of us. So, once again, the link to the book is in the description below. I honestly encourage everyone that is listening to this to go and check the book out. It's called Journey of a Navajo Oshley, an autobiography and life history. It's truly amazing, guys. Check it out. With that, I want to say thank you for listening, and farewell.